So you're gonna give me 2 gold when I'm done with this? I hope so, because I really don't want... Oh, hello. I'm Amari, and I am here to give you a quick recap of where we left off as the Horde. As you know, our group consists of Amari, myself, Svir, and our loyal and trusty dog person, Skaarf, and we were in between jobs when we were beset upon by some very strange bugs. They were vampiric moths. They were actually quite terrifying, and they actually took Skaarf down, and it was quite funny. But they ended up chasing us into a cavern and trapping us there, which was very not funny. But we tried to make the most of it because it looked like these caverns had never been discovered before, and we thought, well, maybe we'll get some money for this. But none of that would really matter if we could never get out of these caverns. And so we ended up discovering a new friend named Linda Miller, who is this strange bug human hybrid that never shuts up about Table Rock. But she struck a deal with us, saying that if we helped her take care of the bug man, she would help us get out of the caverns. And, you know, being stuck between a rock and some vampiric moths, it seemed as though that was the best deal we could come up with to get out of this stupid place. Linda Miller ended up leading us throughout the caverns. We were beset upon by some bugs, but she ends up leading us to the great and glorious and wonderful and stupendous and fantastic city of Roompa, which is populated mostly by bullywugs, which happened to be Linda Miller's favorite meal of all time. Yes. Apparently bullywugs are tasty to insect creature hybrids. At any rate, we were in trouble because Linda Miller was public enemy number 1 in this great and glorious city of Roompa. We also came across a sexy treasure room that happened to actually have sexy treasure in it. It was definitely not a trap at all. Anyway, we ended up finding the leader and his little posse of people. We made quick work of them before they got to Linda Miller, because they were trying to find her and hunt her, because, you know, public enemy number 1. So that is where we left off. I hope I never have to do this again, so pay attention next time, please.
By the light of the moon, you come to a piece of forest that you haven't seen before. It is a full forest, oaks, hickories, maples, stripped of all greenery. This forest is stark naked. It looks like something from a horror movie where you've just got dead trees standing around. There are acres and acres of these trees, and up above them you see swirling black clouds. The night is particularly dark. Every now and then a shaft of moonlight will split the clouds, and that's when you hear a buzzing coming from the other side of Silent Mountain, which is beyond the trees. And as you start to become aware of this buzzing, Linda becomes extremely agitated. She is doing everything she can to tuck herself into a crevice between a tree stump and the earth, trying to get down, frantically symboling for you all to take cover. And as you do, you see hundreds and hundreds of insects flying overhead, heading in the direction that you came from. It's the strangest assortment of insects you've ever seen. They must be huge because you can see them so well from the ground, but they're all different shapes and size, although they're matched together. You see just rows 8 wide and 8 deep, and they're traveling, and they're these extended bodies and like dragonflies with big wings and thick bodied beetles and just these tiny basketball sized little masses that are sort of silhouetted against the moonlight, and they're just soaring by and soaring by and soaring by, and you're hidden for probably 3 to 5 minutes as this humming goes by overhead, and Linda doesn't move until long after they're gone. And that's when you all emerge. She leads you weaving one way and then another and winding backwards. At one point, you're pretty certain you're backtracking the way that you came as you follow Linda through the naked forest until finally she brings you to the edge of the forest, and there's about 50 feet space from the last naked tree to the side of Silent Mountain. And Linda just stops and waits until the moonlight breaks through the swirling clouds. And as it does, you see revealed is a doorway in the side of the mountain. It's about 6 feet tall and 3 feet wide. It looks like a regular doorway, except how it glows in the moonlight. There's a sigil right in the top center, which is an insect. It's sort of 2 ovals and a half dozen legs sort of coming out. And then down below it, right in the center of the door, is some sort of a handle. You can't see it very well. It's sort of a piece of metal that seems to protrude forward. It's almost like a ring that's turned horizontally is what it's kind of what you see from where you are. The doorway doesn't have anything around it. There's no guard posts, there's no activity. What do you guys want to do?
Linda, you want us to go? Is that where we're supposed to go?
Linda looks at you right in the eye and says, Table Rock is part of the Linville Gorge. She says, Table Rock is a mountain in the east rim of the Linville Gorge. And you're pretty certain that means yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like at this point we've gotten like a basic Linda language.
Yeah, oh yeah, after a week or more with Linda, you can tell by sort of her body language and what phrases she chooses. And this seems to be an affirmative.
And Skaarf has that mental connection too.
Totally.
At least he likes to think so.
Exactly. At least he believes that he does, yes.
Skaarf looks out.
Skaarf, you should probably go and open that door.
I have an idea of how to do just that. And I approach the door.
So you walk straight up to the door. You come out into the moonlight, and as you approach the door, you see that this piece of metal in the center is not a ring. It is actually a bowl. It's a silver bowl, and in the center of it is a silver statuette of one of the moths that you encountered when all of this madness began. It's one of those vampire moths. It looks like it has its wings folded back as if it was diving, except instead of going straight down, it is going straight up. So wings folded back, and this nasty stylet that's about the size of a hypodermic needle is sticking straight up into the air. And as you are leaning in to start looking at this statuette, the walls on both sides of the door move. And let's go ahead and roll for initiative. Amari, you see this happen. You see Skaarf start to move towards the door itself when the mountainside beside him on both sides of the door comes alive, and to your horror, well, maybe not your horror, to your dismay, you recognize immediately the beautifully camouflaged moths that started this entire adventure for your party. They are laid so beautifully across the side of the stone with their gray wings with just little black patterns that make them look just like part of the rock. until they move. As they both rise up and turn towards Skaarf, who seems to be looking at something on the door, you take action. What do you do?
How many are there?
There's two. There's one on each side.
There's just two?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to cast Bane on the two of them.
Okay.
I will be helpful just this once.
The one on the right side of the door seems to be affected by this spell and kind of flutters backwards, almost like it fails to get the takeoff that it wanted to. All right, Svir, it's your turn.
Well, let's follow up with Amari's handiwork, and I'm gonna go for the slow one, and I'm gonna run up to Bane Boy, and I'm gonna hit him with the old punch.
You just run up and punch this vampire moth.
Yeah. If I hit him with enough damage, I'm definitely gonna flavor this with a Bane breaking the back Batman style. But that's the goal. That's the goal.
Sweet.
Let's go 21 to hit.
That definitely hits. You just smack this. You smack this insect.
That's 6 damage, and then I'm gonna go unarmed strike bonus action. So the old 1-2. Yeah, baby. 24. Another 6 damage.
Oh wow, that's it for it. Tell me about the end of this moth.
Oh yeah, so straight up break his back, Bane style. I just run up to the moth, and pick him up over my head and break him over the bat. And I go, oh, you didn't see that coming. Do you feel powerful now?
For you?
I have a question. When you kill them, do they like poof with their like moth dust? You know how when you touch a moth and there's like all that like weird...
Yeah.
I killed a moth on my mirror the other day, and there's moth dust for days.
Yeah.
For a second,
Imagine that, but human size. It's all over your body.
Yeah, especially with Svir like punching it. Like he just punches it. It's like punching like a makeup applicator. It's like poof.
No, is it like that scene in the War of the Worlds remake where Tom Cruise is like... It's just like dust coming out of the bathroom, like you see just like...
That's exactly right. Svir is now ghostly white from the moth dust, and
I look like
the other moth is unimpeded. It flutters off of the side of the doorway, and that nasty proboscis comes whipping out like an enormous needle, and he tries to stab it into Skaarf. And does a 14 hit, Skaarf?
A 14 does not hit.
Oh, you dodge this nasty needle that's the size of your forearm and just wrestle it away. And it is your turn.
I'm gonna look at the moth.
Okay.
Ha! My old arch nemesis, you have returned. However, I am not the cub that I was the last time we have met. And you shall fear me! And I'd like to use my channel divinity.
Okay.
And use my conquering presence, so he has to make a wisdom saving throw.
All right. He's not particularly smart. He has a -1 on wisdom, and so he
also,
comes up with...
minus a d4.
No, that was the other one.
Oh, that was the other one. Damn. Ah.
Yeah.
That's right. This is poison ivy.
This is Uma. Yeah, exactly. No, not nearly as wise as Uma Thurman. He rolls an 8, so he does not save from your channel divinity.
In that case, he is frightened of me.
Oh, as you grasp him by the proboscis and you say those things to him, the fury in your eyes pierces his insect brain, and this moth is just going ballistic. It's just doing the moth fluttering thing, trying desperately to get away from you. Do you want to try to hold on to it, or are you going to let it go?
Yeah, I think I'll hold on to it.
All right, then I'm gonna need a contested athletics check from you.
Sounds good. What'd the moth get?
He got a 2 minus 3. Yeah, I think you've got this guy by the snarls.
Don't,
his
Andy,
face.
don't.
Oh no!
I don't know that you can get worse than a -1.
But I did roll a natural one.
Did you really? This is the most.
+5.
Amari and Skaarf are watching, and Svir are watching the most idiotic wrestling match that you have ever seen. It's like
just a
the
bug.
2 least coordinated children in the first grade fighting
It's
on
like-
the schoolyard.
It's like Nacho Libre, but weirder. The moth's name is Steven.
He's getting away from me.
All right.
Steven!
I've scared him too much.
All right, Amari, it's your turn. You see these 2 spinning around. The moth is frantically trying to get away. Skaarf is holding on to it, and they're both kind of twirling around in the moonlight.
I'm just gonna walk over to this display and I'm gonna get up close enough to it and the moth that is, and inflict wounds upon it.
Ooh, ouch. Yeah. All right.
Let's see how that goes. So that will be a 15.
Ooh, 15
necrotic
damage.
Mhm.
All right, tell me about the end of this fluttering moth.
So, you know when you're a little kid and you're very disrespectful of everything that lives, that's smaller than you. For example, taking a piece of glass and setting ants on fire and things of that nature with the sun. And then sometimes you like to just pick the wings off of things. So my inflict wounds is going to just kind of like sever off its wings.
Ooh.
And then kind of like pick out its little, leggies, just like one by one. And then just like you see his eyes kind of cave in, and then that's it.
Oh,
So,
poor moth.
Is Skaarf swinging around this, this torso?
You're still holding it by its proboscis and swinging around, and the legs are just falling off, and the wings are falling off as you just until you're just swinging this insectoid thorax around.
I've shaken off all of your limbs.
I wonder how long he's going to do that.
I think he does it for about a solid 30, 45 more seconds.
Yeah.
Fell me once. Shame on you. Fell me twice. You won't do that. I'm Skaarf. And I'm gonna throw it at the wall.
At the stone wall, yeah.
Yeah.
You throw it and it goes splat as this sort of hemolymph splatters on the stone and slides down to the ground.
I would like to return to approaching the door.
Okay. You want to roll me an investigation check of the door?
Can I try something first? I have
Sure.
an idea. And I would like to get my face close to it, and then I will say, Table Rock is a mountain east of the Linville Gorge. I know the password. It is okay.
There's you don't get a response to your answer. The door remains shut.
Then I will investigate.
Is there a place for you to select reset password?
I don't remember my email I put in. I have several.
Is it tablerock@linvillegorge.com?
It's Table Rock at Linville Gorge, and then it's Fraser Sage at Linville Gorge, and then John Fraser 1, John Fraser 2, John
I was
Fraser
gonna
3.
say, if it's Skaarf, let's be real, it's Table Rock 1, Table Rock 2.
Yeah. All spelled like the bullywugs spell it.
That's the only way he's seen it right now.
Taybl.
Yeah.
Although maybe he spells it
Yeah.
right because he's only seen it spelled wrong and he's not very literate.
Yeah.
So they cancel each other out. I got an 11.
Okay, yeah, so you're looking at this thing. The door is clearly a magical door. The insignia is lit by the moonlight, so you're getting sort of this silvery glow from it. That silvery glow reflects off of this beautiful silver bowl, which is attached to the door. Right in the center, you've got your silver statuette of the moth. And it seems to have its wings tucked back like it's diving, and it's pointed upwards so that its proboscis, the stylet, sticks up into the air like a hypodermic needle.
You said there's a bowl?
Mm-hmm.
Is either one of the moth carcasses particularly juicy?
Yeah, the one that they're both the same. But you can easily look and see where Skaarf slammed the one up against the wall, and there's some hemolymph splattered there.
Svir's gonna grab some hemolymph. Hey, I got an idea, I think.
I already tried the password.
I know a different password, I think.
Okay. I will let you try.
Thank you.
You're
I'm gonna
small,
grab
but
some
you're
of the
wise.
hemolymph and just like cup it into my hands and just pour it into that bowl where the moth guy is.
Yeah. As soon as you do, the door swings inward.
After you, Skaarf.
I'll go first. I have a light sword.
Oh, okay, nice. Oh, hey. Before we go in here, I don't know if this is about to be a waste or not, but I want to show off my level 3 skills. Linda, you can come here too.
Yeah, she's moved up behind you guys. Yeah.
And I'm gonna spend a key point, and I'm gonna cast. Actually, I think it's 2. Yes. I'm gonna spend 2 key points and cast Pass Without a Trace on everybody.
Very nice. All right. So all of a sudden, everybody gets super sneaky, and you push the door, and it swings in, and there is a cozy, warm light coming out from inside this cavern that you're walking into. It's it's clearly lit by torches. You hear some humming, just happy little humming inside. Yeah, it's kind of an oompa doopa doopa doopa. And it's not anything you recognize, but it's sort of a happy little humming that's coming from inside. And who's going in first?
I am.
Does Linda know where to go?
Before Ooh.
Linda,
Go ahead.
yeah, Linda's chomping at the bit to get inside.
Okay.
Now that the door is open, she's pushing to try to get in.
Before I go in, just in case, I'm going to cast light on my shield.
Okay.
I know we see light at the end of the tunnel, but it doesn't exactly illuminate the tunnel.
Gotcha. Okay. As you step through this doorway, Linda pushes you kind of off to the side and emerges. And this is not an unfinished cave. You're in a grand entryway. There are torches on the wall. It's well lit. There's obviously some magic at play here. There's kind of this honey yellow light that just lights up the whole thing. It's almost like it's kind of these yellow and black spots that kind of move across the walls, almost like a disco ball, but tuned like a disco ball, but tuned down a little bit. It's not that intrusive. It's honestly really beautiful, and it's especially beautiful because as you look at the wall inside this door, you see 2 golden clusters of gemstones that are identical to the ones that you saw in the underground temple at the beginning of our adventure. These they look like almost reptilian eyes, and they are set in a black field, but the way that they're set, and then they've got some black stones in between that kind of look like these almost like diamond pupils, and that is on one wall. On the other wall, you see these formal paintings of men and women in honey-colored robes, and they seem to be quite old, and they start at the oldest and kind of come to the you can sort of tell the frames are worn. They come to the most recent, and in the most recent there is what looks like a male version of Linda Miller. Right, it's the head is a little bit thicker. The sort of the carapace is a little bit larger, but I mean, I said it's a male version. It's an insect, But yeah, that's it. And it is also wearing a yellow robe. There is a doorway to the right. There is a doorway to the left. And up ahead, there is a grand wooden staircase that has been built into the cavern so that it descends down following the curvature of this stone cavern. So it's kind of this it's almost like glamping, but for cave exploring. You know what I mean? It's this really it's like posh, but it's still inside a mountain.
Spelunking?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's
Spaglamping?
Spaglamping. Yeah. It's like cave chic.
Fire festival, but in a cave.
Yeah.
Cave chic.
Yeah,
Wait,
kind of.
Fire festival.
But before it went bad, it's like
Well.
what fire festival was advertised except in a
So
cave?
every other festival.
Kylie
Yeah,
Jenner is somewhere over in the corner. She's in one of the paintings.
Speaking of someone over in the corner, you do hear humming coming from the opening to the left, and these are fairly large openings. So when I say there's a door, I don't mean it's closed. It's sort of an open passageway, and there is a beautiful dining set. That is the table is set. Off to the left is sort of a formal dining room, and then off to the right is a library. And Linda has already moved into the library and kind of out of sight. So she's passed into the library and then sort of darted off to the left, and you don't have line of sight on her anymore.
Okay, so I'm gonna dismiss the light on my shield, and I'm gonna go into the library as well, because I have no idea where I am, but I feel like she knows where she is, and I'm going to keep close to her, meanwhile sort of directing everyone to follow me, and I will tell Svir, hold Skaarf's hand, don't let him get away, he's gonna get us in trouble.
Of course. Hey, Skaarf.
Yes.
Ducktail bubble face.
Ducktail bubble face.
Remember we talked to Ducktail bubble face. You make the tail with your hands and you put it behind your back. And then bubble, so you can't talk. Just like grade school.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Mm-hmm. Hey, say something. Ducktail bubble face. Remember Ducktail bubble. Now, tell me something about Table Rock. Perfect. That's good. Good Skaarf. Hold on. Baby. I might get a treat for you. Hold on. Here you go. Here's a treat. Good. Oh, you can't be. There you go. Good. And then pat him on the head a little bit.
Razor Sage.
I think when you pat me on the head, my leg kind of does a little bit of the dog thing.
Yeah, that's a good Skaarf. That's a good Skaarf. All right.
Yeah.
Let's go.
You step into the library, and there's floor-to-ceiling books in here. There's just the bookshelves are all wooden. There's a rolling ladder that lets you that would let you access the books on the higher shelves. There's quite a collection here. It is really impressive. There are three walls are covered in books, and there is a secret doorway that was set into the bookshelf that has been swung forward and Linda Miller is making a lot of noise inside the next room.
Let's check it out. I'm gonna go look.
You peek into the room and you get the impression that Linda is frantic. She is throwing things around. She is pulling open these chests. There are just sheafs of paper that are out on the ground. There are books that are just laying pages down with their spine up in the air, just pointing upwards. And in your head, you're hearing her just very rapidly. Table Rock is a mountain on the east rim of the Linville Gorge. Table Rock is a mountain on the east rim of the Linville Gorge. Table Rock is a mountain on the east. And she's really freaking out. And you can just tell from her body motions that she's becoming increasingly frustrated as she tears this room apart.
Linda, let us help you find wherever you need.
Tell
us what you're looking for.
She seems to have just almost lost touch with reality. She looks at you and she says, "It features distinctive rock formations and a prominent peak in the area. It's a prominent peak in the area." And so you're hearing this in your in your mind. But yeah, she immediately pushes past you guys and heads back in the direction that you came from, and she's picking up speed into like this kind of insectoid run.
Following her. Go.
Right. Before we leave the room, Svir's gonna do a once-over of all the books laying around. He's looking for volume 2 of Malifar, Gleamsword, Red Wizard of Fey.
So roll me an investigation check real fast.
Okay. What do I have? +1? Okay. It's going to be... Let's go. All right. 15.
All right. You look around. The overlap between the books that are in this library and that were in the other library that you discovered is kind of striking. Like as you look, you do notice there's portal physics, there's interplanar travel, there are symbols. You see a lot of those oval symbols that you saw in the other temple. You do not notice the oval and the hourglass, but you see almost an identical pattern of an oval and the insectoid sigil that you saw in the doorway. And so you see a lot of those books, but again, the interplanar travel, the portal physics, the quantum physics, the journals, just written text. There's a book that has the gold eyes from the hallway on the spine of the book, and you see Malifar Gleamsword, Red Wizard of Fey, Part 3.
Part 3? Where's Part 2?
They only have Part 3.
Part 3? Who has Part 2? All right, so I'm going to take Part 2. I'm going to put it in my bag. Or Part 3. I really wanted to be Part 2. I'm going to take Part 3 and I'm going to put it in my bag. And I'm just like looking at this. As you're describing the scene, I'm picturing Svir in my head picking up all this stuff that's super important to our plot. Going like, is that... No, that's not it. And then, no. And then just like toss it all this like really important portal physics.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Hey, it looks like that symbol from that temple.
That's not it. So funny. It's like metagaming. You're like, this is the answer to the whole thing. And Svir's like, no. Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
He has a de-aging scroll.
Yeah, he just tosses it out of the way. Linda has come running out of the room, and you hear across the way, yeah, it's almost ready. I thought I'd have a little bit more time. And that's the voice that you hear coming from the opposite side over from the dining room direction as Linda turns and sort of scampers down the main hallway, and she is heading down the stairs.
May I, real quick, also look for a book?
Yeah, sure.
I'm looking for 50 Shades Under Darker.
50 Shades Under Darker.
The sequel to 50 Shades of Greyhawk.
Yeah, roll me a flat d20.
Okay. Ooh, I got a 19.
Oh yeah, you find it. It's
Yes.
there. There's 50 Shades of Greyhawk. There's 50 Shades of Under Darker, and there is Magic Apple magazine, which is really racy. It stopped being printed in 1993.
I like to think that originally I was thinking that Skaarf learned how to be like intimidating from his his family, but I really think he's just picking up the Dom side of what is it, Christian Grey?
Christian Grey.
And that's where he's learning to be
his intimidation tactics.
And that's
Are you just all of a sudden gonna just like do the stereotypical anime like to one of your opponents? And we're all just gonna be like, what the fuck is he doing? And he's
So
gonna
what
be
you're
like,
telling me is that Skaarf is a big old bear that wears jeans? So he's Smokey the Bear with just like a different hat?
Oh. If Smokey the Bear was on King Arthur's court.
Yeah.
Wait, a cub in King Arthur's court? Okay, I'm done.
I was trying to back you up, and then my mind just went blank.
So Svir and Skaarf are both...
one more. Excalibur.
And now, a word from our sponsor.
Cinder. That's right. It's that time of year again. Join us for Adventure Fest. That's right. Your favorite festival is back, and it's better than ever. This year, we've got Fried Chili Cook-Off, Bryce Wallace Pottery Class, 3 types of fire dancers, Mudstone's Band, face painting, and so much more. Join us in the main arena for the featured event, Javelin Contest. Throw a poll at your friends. Many will enter, but only one can be the true Javelin Champion. Join us again for Adventure Fest. Only in Cinder.
And now, back to the show.
Svir and Skaarf are both quickly rifling through the books, looking for specific titles now that they've recognized that there's a lot of overlap between these two libraries. Linda has taken off sprinting down the stairwell, and there is a voice coming from the room across the hallway. Amari, what are you doing?
well, I don't exactly want to abandon my idiots. I also don't really know what to... I'm just gonna wait for them, honestly. When they're ready, I will follow Linda Miller.
I found it.
Yeah.
All right.
After you hear Svir yelling about volume 2, he follows behind.
Okay. So let's go follow Linda Miller.
When you guys emerge, so you still have pass without trace.
Mm-hmm.
And you hear this voice in the other room. How much does that affect you? Are you trying to be stealthy in your emerging from the room, or are you trying to get out of the room to follow Linda Miller?
I'm trying to be as stealthy as possible, even though Linda Miller is kind of skittering with her really long, weird toenails.
Yeah. You so you guys you're trying to be stealthy, and you hear footsteps across the hallway. There's clinking of glass, and you hear dishware being set down, and you hear the humming get louder as someone moves around in the dining room across the entryway. And remember, these doors are open, and so if you emerge from the room that you're in, you would be in direct line of sight from this other person. So you guys are going to have to sit tight for a little bit if you don't want to be seen.
Why don't we try to apprehend them? Pull them in here, we'll tie them up, and we'll follow Linda.
Let me do it like a little peek. I'm just gonna like see who's in the foyer.
Okay. Roll me a stealth check. I know you've got +10 from Pass Without Trace, but let's see what we're doing here.
27 with nothing added to it.
Holy cripes. Okay. So you're a shadow at worst, a shadow. You peek out, and you are able to see a small figure in blue robes, who is placing a rotisserie chicken on the center of the dining table across the way. He is straightening up place settings and looking around, making sure everything is just so. He's lighting these tall yellow candles that have these ornate insect-themed candle holders, and just generally seems to be quite happy cleaning up and setting up the room for a dinner.
I don't know, I kind of want to kill him, but
I
kind
kind
of
of
want to let him just... yeah, I really want the chicken. But it just really irritates me how happy he is doing these stupid banal things.
Oh, he's so happy. At one point, he starts to sing. He says, "We'll find our God when we take a peek. Come along with us. We're the friends who seek. We move from planes and realities. Our super friends are moss, beetles, bees. We keep our chin up, our heads circumspect. We're going to find Amberzul. We're the chapter insects."
He must die.
And then, and then he goes back to humming.
I mean, I'm perfectly.
I don't know, he's kind of
that's
cute
the
though.
most-
I can't really decide. There's no way we can sneak past him. He's just...
You hear the... Oh, I mean, yeah. I think you can...
that chicken. I really want that
Yeah,
chicken.
oh, yeah, he's licking fingers. Oh, at this point, as you're watching, he's one more thing, and then he kind of tutters away through the doorway into the other room. So he kind of moves past the doorway, into what you presume is probably a kitchen, based on the clanging and pot sounds. And so if you guys are ready and you want to go, you can go.
Let's go. Before
I'm
I
gonna
want
swing-
to kill him for no reason.
I'm gonna swing by that chicken and rip a leg off.
Are you really gonna try to steal his chicken?
I mean, here's the
Just
thing.
a leg.
Here's the thing, Andy. We've been underground eating whatever Linda Miller. And there's a
You're the one
Chicken.
that fought
Oh.
Linda Miller over a frog person. So
It's true, and this is rotisserie chicken. Like when you get it home and you open up the bag, that's the smell that is coming out of
lemon
this.
pepper or original season.
Oh, this is this is a teriyaki, which is that's as close as I can explain it. It's probably some insect sauce, but let's not think too much about it.
insect sauce. Oh,
Yeah.
well, okay. Well, wait. Is it low sodium insect sauce?
Oh no,
or-
it's super high sodium. It's like Chinese food. You'll bloat up
MSG.
so big.
Well,
And-
I mean, if there's MSG in it,
yeah,
I'm definitely
totally.
taking
You're
a
gonna
leg.
be hungry. You're gonna be hungry in 3 hours for sure.
But damn,
probably
is
in 90
it
minutes. But,
tasty?
Just like
but
sneak
it
by.
does smell like heaven.
With a little
And
pass without a trace, I'll sneak under the table and just like my hand, you see my hand pop up and it's like slaps the table a few times
roll me.
until I find
Like-
a leg and I rip
like
it off
in-
and pull it under the.
Like the
roll
Grinch
me,
or something.
roll me your stealth check just to make
Okay.
sure that you can get in there, get a chicken leg, and get out.
Okay. Oh, I have advantage on stealth checks,
Okay.
and it's +6, and then pass without a trace.
Yeah.
Plus 16.
So that's going to be 28.
Oh yeah, you he's happily in the kitchen just banging away. You move into the room. You peek into the sort of into the open doorway, and you're looking at a dining room. It's got this octagonal table, so it's not the long rectangular table you're used to, but it's octagonal. So kind of very insectoid, sort of a hive type feel. There's the yellow candles and these ornate candle holders. The candle wax has been used to like create this series of like runes. On the table itself is just kind of dripped in wax. The rotisserie chicken is in the center of the table, and there are goblets of wine around the all eight seats. There's this painting on the far wall that fills the entire wall, and it's like you're looking at a long rectangular table, and everybody, there's 13 people in the painting. They're all on one side of the table. So there's no one's back is to you. They're all on the one side. And there are all these different people in sort of different colored robes. Most of them have yellow colored robes. There is a guy in a tracksuit that is there. There's a woman in a black business suit. There's an enormous tree man at the end leaning in, and he has a centipede for a belt that's just wrapped around his midsection. And in the middle is the man from the formal painting out front with the insect eyes and the yellow robes. And he's kind of got palms up. And if the normies were here, they would immediately spot this as a clear ripoff of The Last Supper. Like, it's his most obvious ripoff, where this guy took and put his own friends into The Last Supper and then hung it up in another plane of existence where no one had seen the painting before. And that's,
I hate Terrence.
I hate this guy's. This guy has. I don't know why, but I feel like this guy has no class.
I don't know. I feel like this is a wonderful form of veneration.
you hear the halfling man in the kitchen start humming, and then he says, "Drop the beat!" And then he goes, "We're gonna go out and we're gonna find our God. We're gonna bring him in. He's the Amber Zod. He's the one that we always love. You know we're gonna find him. He's up above." And he's just clearly freestyling in his tiny little halfling voice, and he's just not stopping. He couldn't be happier. He couldn't be happier seeking his deity.
I'm triggered. Oh. Okay.
Wiki, 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 wiki. And then he bangs with what you can tell is a wooden spoon on the side of a pot. Ding, 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 ding.
We have to kill this guy.
No, just leave him be. Take your chicken wing and leave.
Fine, but I'm taking the other leg too.
You take both chicken legs, and you guys are gonna head down the stairwell.
Yes.
Now,
All right.
Andy. Now, Andy.
Yeah.
The portrait. I have questions.
Okay.
Now, I mean, like, if it was me and I was listening to this show, and I do listen to this show, I would be like, that is the list of all the bad guys that it was about to be coming. Like, these are all the mini bosses that are about to be happening. These are like the maybe season 2 and 3 bad guys.
Baby AG.
So can you just we don't have, this might not be in the show, but can you just describe the portrait to me again? Like, everyone in the portrait, because I remember a tracksuit, I remember centipede belt.
Yeah.
Like Chewbacca with a tree and a centipede belt.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The tree hunt. Just.
Yeah. So, okay. So you look at this thing. In the center is the bug man, palms up, with eye stalks looking forward.
Disgusting.
It's like he's looking at the painter, with his hands up. And around him, there is a woman in a black business suit with sunglasses, and she's got her head turned back, and she's like eating a grape like this. There is like a dragonborn with a red robe on. There are just a couple other different people of different sizes. It looks like a dwarf in a yellow robe. There's kind of this sort of hodgepodge. The one that really stands out is there's a man in a red tracksuit with 3 white stripes running down the sleeves. And then there's an awakened tree that is leaning in from the side, and it has a big centipede for a belt.
Oh my gosh. I hope Carey Nelson draws that.
I hope the treant has a Cajun accent. That would just make me happy. Well, do that one more time.
Man, you gotta talk about down when went to the creek, man, and my daggone talking about pants falling down. I just look down and see the daggone centipede, man. I just pick it up and put it in my belt loop and bam, belt.
That's exactly
Bad
I drew it.
dudes. I need you to take a picture and so that's gonna go on the gram at some point.
I drew the baby. The baby.
I drew the door too.
Oh, very nice. Yeah.
I thought the door was gonna be more important.
Yeah. Oh, I've drawn a door that ended up not being anything too, so don't worry. Okay. We were gonna follow Linda Miller.
Yeah, you got your chicken legs?
Yeah.
You ready to scramble?
I'm full.
While all this has been happening, Skaarf has still been like behind the first door in the library. Like he's just been sitting down reading his book.
Oh yeah. So you're reading the steamy second piece of the series.
Skaarf,
Yeah. So,
quit
sorry.
reading your naughty book. And come on, come here.
Won awards. It's not just smut.
Did it win Phallus Awards
It's. Well, I'm sure it won.
at the Phallus Festival?
I haven't been to the Phallus Festival.
Don't go, it's terrible. There are dicks
doesn't-
everywhere. Anyway, come on. Let's go.
I follow.
Okay.
Yeah. You guys head down the stairs, and so you're still in this great hallway, and the cave that this hallway was built in is going down. It is sort of descending down in what would be sort of like a 45-degree angle, and so someone has built these beautiful, I mean, they're like 12 feet wide steps that just go gracefully down, and they go down about a dozen steps or so, and then there's a landing, and they go down again, and there's a landing, and they just go down into the darkness. And at every one of these landings, if you look up, there's a painting that's been put across the top of the cavern there. So like you come down, and as you descend, you're looking right at another painting, and then you come to the landing and move forward, and then you descend and you're looking at another painting. And as you move down this stairway, every landing has a painting, and they're all paintings of the Bugman. There's one that's just like this oil painting, and he kind of has this long flowing hair, which looks really weird on his insectoid head. There's another one where he has like a blue scarf tied around his forehead, and he's looking back over his shoulder at the painter. There's one where he's got like he's got like a hat, and then he's got like this bandage around the side of his head. There's another one where he's got like this sort of flamboyant like a captain's hat. What it looks like. Again, if the normies were here, they would have a warped walk down memory lane from when they took art history in high school.
Is there one picture that's kind of he's a little bit more elongated, standing next to a fence, and he's got both of his hands on either side of his face? And
Yeah.
his mouth
Oh yeah,
wide
definitely.
open?
There's one with like it's got these very like pastel colors, and he's got that. There's another one of him standing next to another insect woman. That is Linda Miller, and he has a pitchfork. He has a pitchfork. They're in front of a farm, and there's an insectoid woman that looks identical to Linda Miller standing next to him.
Have any of you seen James and the Giant Peach, the movie? No?
Are you asking real life us, or is this in
You real life us.
Okay.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah. You know the centipede guy
Oh yeah.
with like the football head? That's
Yeah.
what I'm imagining this guy looks like, but with eye stalks.
Oh, now I
And
am
he
too.
has like a Bronx accent. He's like, what's your problem? Blah blah blah. I'm a fucking centipede. I've got a beret. I don't know why. Whatever. Anyway, yeah.
A
That's what I
Bronx
think of
accent
when I'm
and a
looking at
beret? That's okay.
Yeah,
I like that.
Have you not seen James and the
Let me
Giant
look him up.
Peach?
I'll
Did
put
he-
it in the chat.
It's like the Newsies. He's wearing like the Newsies caps.
Oh,
Right?
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay, yeah, that a
it's not a
beret.
beret.
Yeah, I was like,
It's-
okay,
but-
okay, I gotcha.
It's a beret with a bill.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, understand. All right, cool. I'm back on board.
A
It's a
Bill Ray,
beret.
as we would like to say, a Bill Ray.
You guys
We both tried.
slink down these stairs. You're staying against the wall. You're in the shadows. There's torches on one side of the stairwell, and you're on the other side, or you're on the other side, kind of outside the torchlight, because again, these are very wide stairs. And you slink down to the bottom. And when you get to the bottom, you are standing at a crossroads. There are 3 different pathways coming off of where you are. So you've got the stairs behind you, and nicely there are signs. There's signage to help you get to where you need to go. There is a sign that points off to the right that says dens. There's a sign that points ahead that said priest quarters, and there's a sign that goes off to the left that says cocoons.
There's no sexy treasure sign.
I was really
There's
waiting for
not
another
a sexy treasure sign.
Where do you think Linda Miller would have gone?
Well, if there's any sort of like magic or ceremony that would switch her back, I would think it might be the knowledge might be in the priest quarters.
Perhaps.
Look at this one. It says Cancun.
What's Cancun?
I don't know. It sounds nice. Maybe she went down this way.
And then there's this third one. Maybe she went that way too.
Hmm.
Do you want to
That is a valid point.
Oh shit!
Skaarf is gonna stand in the. Can they stand in the middle of all 3 and put his sword like point down on the ground, and then just let go and let it do like the old which way does the stick fall?
Yeah, sure. Roll me a d4.
Yeah. 2.
It points. It falls straight ahead towards the priest quarters.
I'm cool with going in the priest quarters.
Okay, let's lead the way.
Oh, yeah, well, okay,
I mean, I've been doing it this whole time.
fine. Go ahead, Skaarf. Lead the way.
No, God.
I will.
No.
I'll lead the way.
Shit.
You follow Skaarf as he strides confidently down this winding hallway.
I think I'm humming the same song that little halfling.
Oh yeah,
man
you're
was.
total.
I've just picked it up.
You're like, we'll find our God when we take a peek.
God,
Come along with us. We're the friends who seek.
and drop the beat.
Drop. Yeah.
No.
Remarkable.
The elegance of the entryway is gone. You are back into just cavern at this point. So kind of at the bottom of the stairs, you return to just unkept, stone passageways with gravel floors, and you wind ahead in the direction of the priest quarters until you come onto this almost like a cloverleaf section. There are kind of 8 little alcoves that come off of the end of this little passageway. In each one, you find a rather Spartan single bed, some straw mattresses kind of laid on the floors next to some of these beds. There's foot lockers at the bases of the beds. There are journals that are kind of half filled out to different degrees. You find a couple of the books from the library that are kind of down here. These guys seem to definitely be into their interplanar travel stuff. And there are some honey-colored robes laid across the beds or the foot lockers in the different rooms. And that is mostly what you see.
Thought. Well, 2 thoughts.
Yeah, same.
1. Should we don robes?
I was just thinking, yeah, we should.
And speaking of telepathic connections, Skaarf,
Yes.
can you contact Linda Miller with your
I will.
mind?
I will use my mind connection with Linda Miller and find
ask
which way
her
she has
where
gone.
she is.
Yes. I would like to sit down crisscross applesauce. Close my eyes. And we'll find our God, and we'll be the God,
you're wrong.
and there is a God.
Table rock. Table rock.
It is my table rock.
Roll me a wisdom check with disadvantage because the song is stuck in your head.
And it's table rock, and it's Linda Miller and a table rock.
Oh. What am I adding to it?
It's your wisdom, whatever it is.
Oof.
Okay, +2.
So my lower one was a 9. My higher one was a 13.
Yeah. You're not getting a whole lot.
She must be too far.
For the record, this has never worked.
I know, but it's so
This
funny
has
to
been
bring it
tried
up. I'm
multiple times.
sorry.
It has never
Because
worked.
every time I do, he's just like, "You're right," and then he'll do it.
Hey, just quick, Andy, while he's like trying to commune with Linda Miller, quick once over with the room. I mean, not looking hard, but hey, did one of these guys have volume 2 Malthar?
I knew you were going to ask about that. They do not have Malthar down here. Everything seems to be pretty business oriented. Yeah. So yeah, the science stuff, the interplanar stuff. There's some sort of conjuration type spells, things like that. Are laying out. And it's not necessarily, they're not spell scrolls. They're very much kind of a how-to academic almost text. Yeah, that's it. Without looking like through their stuff, going into the footlockers and things like that. That's all you see.
I mean, I'm not saying I'm not going in them footlockers, but you guys, do we want to move out of here, or do we want to go through their stuff?
Do we want to put robes on?
And I have no problem going through their stuff.
Well,
I
wanna
also
put
have
robes?
no problem going through that stuff.
I definitely want to take a robe. Do we want to put them on now, or do we want to try and sneak and then have them for if we need them later?
Well, let's go ahead and put them on. I don't think they will negatively or positively affect our sneaking around.
Okay. Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, you guys pull on these honey yellow robes. You kind of find ones that fit pretty well. Svir, you can't help but notice that one of the footlockers doesn't seem to be locked as you're picking up the robe there. And you kind of, if you
Take a
want
little
to
peek.
Yeah, if you just take a little peek.
I mean, it's open. It's
Yeah.
basically-
There's not much in there. Pairs of regular commoner clothes, an extra pair of boots, and then you do see a couple of healing potions at the end of the footlocker. It looks like somebody had stashed those away just in case. But those are the only things that seem like they might be valuable.
And I'm gonna stash those into my bag.
Cool.
Is the locker near me? Like the robe that I found, would you say, is that one locked?
Yeah, the only one that just seems to, you just without going around and checking locks and things like that. The other ones, they all have those latches that are like flipped up on the footlocker. You know what I mean? And there was just that one that was just flopped down, so you could just by looking at it tell that it clearly wasn't locked. Whether or not the lock is broken, I don't know. The rest of them are all kind of flipped up and look rather put together, and that one just happened to be. Maybe that person was just rushing out at the last moment, in a hurry. I don't know.
Can I try and brute strength the one next to me?
Yeah, roll me. You just gonna try to yank it open, or are you gonna club at it? What are you gonna?
Is it like a briefcase lock where it once you clip it locks, or is there like a padlock?
No, it's like a briefcase lock. Yeah. This is definitely not like it's not built to stand. This is like a personal effects lock, and the lock on it is big enough to stop someone from casually, going through your stuff without you knowing it. But it's not meant to stand up to someone who's really trying to get into it.
Then I think I'll try and just.
Cool.
Break it
Roll me athletics check.
Just a strength check?
Yeah, sure.
Or athletics?
Either one. I mean, athletics is probably what you want.
Let's do athletics. I got a 16.
Oh yeah, okay, cool. You hoist the footlocker up over your head and kind of slam it down and then tear it, and the lock breaks, and so stuff kind of scatters all across the room. There is a pendant inside this. It's got it's sort of a silver pendant with a red stone in it. It's got little insectoid legs on it, and that's something that definitely catches your eye. It kind of glints in the sunlight. You see again, sort of commoner clothes, things like that. There is a potion in here that does not look like a healing potion, but it clearly looks magical at first blanch.
This one was unlocked as well.
Yeah, dude. What making all that noise? What are you doing?
I thought you said that we were stealthier.
What? Yeah, but you gotta also actively try to be stealthy.
Yes, you have to actively be stealthier.
I thought I was being quite active. I'd like to pick up the pendant and just...
He's gonna get us killed.
You scoop up the pendant, and then are you taking the potion?
Yeah, I'll take the potion as well.
Okay.
Andy, what type of healing potions did I have?
Those are 2 common healing potions.
Just regular ones, okay.
Yeah. If you, Skaarf, if you want to roll me a quick Arcana check. Let's see if you know what this might be.
Arcana, Skaarf's favorite.
I have a tricorn hat.
Does a 5 get me anything, Andy?
Nope. It looks like a magic, crazy, scary magic fluid.
I think they have juice.
But it does not look like the potions that you saw Svir happily grab.
Amari.
What?
Can you tell what this is? And I want to just toss it to her.
Cool. Yeah, roll me an Arcana
let
check.
it drop.
You let it drop?
Yeah.
Roll me a flat D20, Nate.
That's a 16.
All right, it lands intact. The stopper stays in. The glass just kind of thunks into the gravel floor, but it doesn't hit on any hard sort of rock. It's kind of almost powdered gravel where you guys are.
Oh, that was lucky. And then I'm gonna pick it up.
All right, cool. Roll me an Arcana check real quick.
Arcana, you said?
Yeah.
What is my Arcana? I got 17.
Okay, yeah, this is a potion of hill giant strength.
This is a potion for if you are having trouble peeing. You have a burning sensation when you pee. Drink this. It's for urinary tract infections.
I'm immune to disease.
Well, then it's not for you.
No, I am fine. Thank you, though. I appreciate you telling me.
Svir, are you prone to urinary tract infections?
You know, I'm not exactly sure what that is because I've never been to a doctor per se.
It's when you have trouble peeing.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Please take this potion.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. I'll take this potion. All right. Well, if my health goes south, I guess we're covered. Makes sense that a priest would have this. I mean,
you guys backtrack back to the intersection. Straight across from you are the stairs going up to the entryway, and off to the left is where, coming back the way you're coming, off to the left it would be to the dens, and off to the right is to the cocoons, and up at the top of the stairs you hear, "Well, daggone it, should somebody sneak in here and eat these chicken legs?"
we should probably keep moving.
Oh, cocoons or dens?
I swear, people are always just lighting on food around here and devouring it whole.
Cocoons.
Okay, let's go.
You set off down the hallway. And again, it's getting steadily narrower as you follow this winding passageway. And it's you're probably walking a couple hundred yards as this passageway gets narrower and narrower until it's only about 3 feet wide. And you wind along until you come out into a large chamber. And there are enormous cocoons that hang from chains. And the chains are attached to these thick iron rings in the ceiling. Most of the cocoons appear to be about the size of a humanoid, but a few of them are smaller, and then one of them is significantly larger to the point that it kind of flops. The top of it is down on the ground, and it's kind of flopped over there just because it sort of made contact and the weight is shifted a little bit. At the far end of the room is a stone oval standing 12 feet tall. And this looks just like the stone oval that you saw in the other temple that you were in. There's a metal pedestal that's holding a glass lens, and the lens is about the size of a lens in a pair of glasses. And so there's a piece of glass. You saw the same metal pedestal in the other temple as well, but there was no lens in it. It was just, there was a space that has a slit, but there was no lens stuck in it. In front of this lens, still on the pedestal, is a candle, and the candle is lit. Inside this stone oval, there is an incredible image. It's like you're looking out of a window overlooking a dense tropical jungle that is spreading out before you as far as the eye can see. Off to your left, in the corner, there is a bubbling hot spring. That's there's a sort of a little pool that's been built into the corner, and the water there is bubbling and trickling, and the humidity in this room is very high, and the heat in this room is very high, and it's coming from that hot spring. There is a door behind the stone oval at the far end of the room.
What would happen if I just went and blew out the candle?
So you'd have to walk down to the other end of the room to do that. So it's probably about 50 feet away from where you are, but you're definitely welcome to do it.
I'm gonna sneak over to the stone oval.
You move along the wall, staying away from the torches that are kind of intermittently ensconced to light the room, and emerge from the shadows, kind of moving around the cocoons to the metal pedestal.
And then I'm just gonna kind of lean over and look at the candle and just...
The image inside the stone circle and stone oval just disappears, and now you're just looking at a back wall that has a door in it.
I'm gonna take that little glass thing and put it in my pocket.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go back up. Not disruptively, but just shuffle back up to them and just be like, I don't know, I just wanted to do that so that.
You see Linda?
Oh, I wasn't looking for her.
Linda, you in here?
Linda Miller.
Shh.
Linda Miller.
Better. Good job.
Linda, are you in here?
Linda.
Yeah, these things are giving me the creeps.
Yeah, do we want to check out that door?
Yeah.
Oh.
We hope we don't have to fight whatever's going to come out of that. When we look at the cocoons, is there clear figures inside? Can we see clear bodies inside?
They you would at least need more light. So because of the shadows and the torches, no, everything is dark.
Should I cut one?
No.
I meant in half.
No.
Yeah, I don't know. If we have to end up fighting these things later, it might be easier to kill them now.
It's fair enough.
You hear a clatter inside the far room. So through the doorway at the far end, you hear clattering and banging. And in your minds, you start to hear screeches about table rock.
Linda.
Let's just go in the door.
Linda Miller.
Just go in the door.
Let's go.
And that's when the door at the far end of the room opens. What are your reactions?
Hide.
Yeah, hide it first.
Can we hide in the shadows? Hide like.
Okay, cool.
Use one of my new cocoon friends as half cover.
Skaarf draws his sword.
No!
Yeah. As the door walks open, you see a figure that's about 6'9", and it has its arms out holding Linda Miller's arms pinned down beside her side, and then there's a second pair of arms that also comes around and holds her arms pinned down by their side, and he's wearing a honey yellow robe, and the hood is pushed back, and as he walks out, he's you can hear in your mind, Linda, it will be fine. I will fix this. Linda, I will fix this. And he seems to be carrying her towards one of the cocoons when he stops and notices Skaarf standing there, sword drawn. And in your mind, you hear, well, who is this? And we are going to end there for today.
Oh no! Is this Terrence?
Duh!
It's the bug.
I picked the wrong time to be Skaarf.
And that's going to be it for today's episode. Thank you, everyone, for listening to the show. We're kind of starting the home stretch here. We just met a mysterious stranger who may or may not be the big bad endgame. And we're coming down the home stretch here. Very excited. Lots of cool content coming your way. Next episode should be coming out Monday, May 10th. That's going to be 3 weeks from the release of this episode. I've been trying to get them out in 2 weeks, but I just can't right now. So we're gonna go May 10th. That's gonna be 3 weeks, and if I can get it out on May 3rd, I'm gonna get you May 3rd. And if you want to just get updates from us, if you want to hear what we're saying, and we'll let you know when episodes come out, follow us on our social media. We got the Facebooks, we got the Twitters, we got the Instagram, we even got YouTube, and also have a Twitch stream, which we're going to circle back to in just a second. And you can find us at all those platforms by searching Blue Ridge Adventurer's Guild or BragPod, BRAGPOD. Back to the Twitch stream, guys, we're starting to work on getting some streaming going. We actually had our very first stream with a special guest, Jason Underwood of Alchemy Comedy Theater and the Bearded Ones Comedy Podcast. There was no recording of that session, but Jason did a character creation on his show, the Bearded Ones Comedy Podcast, which is already out, so please go check out his show, and then check out our Twitch. We don't have a consistent streaming schedule right now, but we're working towards one, and we had a lot of fun, so we want to keep on doing it. So check out all that stuff. Follow us so you can get updates on when we're posting episodes. We have a friend, Carey Nelson, who makes great art, and we post it up on our social medias as well. So check out all that stuff. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you next time.